Yo.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
I got that right. Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It's that time of us talking, the serious talk, the old talk, and what is going on in Mzansi, what is going on in South Africa. That's why we're called Mzansi Reality. We keep it real, and however you feel, maybe you could agree or disagree with that, with us, and I like that. We greet you. Please subscribe though. While you disagree, please subscribe and share the video because we need you. And as much as we need you, we're still gonna have a sense of humor. And subscribe. Please subscribe. We are gonna laugh when we have to laugh. It's a warning. If you don't like watching people who have a bit of joy and enjoy some of the things, sense of humor, please stay out of this video because definitely today we are going to laugh if we have to. Emily, greet our people and let us roll.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Let me take this moment to appreciate everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's a subscriber and a regular watcher of our channel. Let me say thank you to you all, and those of you who comment on the comment section, who engage with the content.
Yes.
I appreciate you all so much. It took one bad comment for me to appreciate you guys. I really do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the support. I can see as a family we are growing, and we really, really, really appreciate it. So it means you guys are sharing,
On the troll.
you guys are liking the video, and you are liking this type of content.
On the troll.
It's not easy content to do.
Very difficult after sitting down hours and hours trying to find something that really is going to make sense as much as we can, and really appreciate you. And thank you to the management. That's a Zandi Nation, the one that are members of this channel. It's Zandi Nation.
Oh.
That are really the members of this channel that
Who
are paying us. They are contributing every month. We appreciate you, all of you. We see you. We know that we haven't been giving you content, exclusive content, but we will. It's just that we are waiting for a certain number. Then after that number, definitely we're going to have videos that are cracking for members and some for other subscribers, which are also part of the management.
So guys, thank you so much. I just decided to take this moment to thank you. Okay, so we have another update.
Yes.
Sunday World got a response from the president's spokesperson, Vincent Mangwenya, on behalf of the president regarding Zandi Kumalo's letter. So the presidency said that it has nothing yet to say to Zandi Kumalo after she wrote a lengthy letter expressing her dissatisfaction and asking for the Senzo Meyiwa trial to proceed promptly. President Cyril Ramaphosa's spokesperson, Vincent Mangwenya, told Sunday World on Wednesday that it cannot interfere with the case, Lorraine.
Mr. Anonymous told you, man.
You did say it. So President Cyril Ramaphosa has indirectly responded to Zandi Kumalo Gumete, via his spokesperson. He said he would not entertain the singer's request. Ramaphosa, through his spokesman, Vincent Mangwenya, said that Zandi was ill-advised in writing to the president. Mr. Anonymous.
Yes.
Mangwenya said the presidency does not manage nor direct court operations, and neither does it comment on matters before the courts. She is ill-advised in even writing to the president. If she has concerns regarding a matter that is before the court, she must make her application at the same court. It's important that individuals seeking to engage the office of the president or the president familiarize themselves with the functions and powers of the president as they are provided for in the Constitution. This is after Zandi Kumalo woke up on the morning of Wednesday, the 5th of July, 2023, and instead of writing her song, she decided to write the president a letter. Her request was that Senzo Meyiwa's trial be prioritized. She emphasized the need to prioritize and speedily resolve the case. She even had a laid out plan of how the court needed to run moving forward. She asked that the court be set aside specifically for this case, that a specific law team be appointed to deal with nothing but this case, and that this case be heard in court Monday through Friday until it is concluded and a verdict is reached.
All right.
That was witness number 5. And the response that she got was the response that was made through publications.
Yes.
Sunday World had to contact the spokesperson to find out what the president had to say about that letter. And the spokesperson spoke after being told by the president that she's ill-advised.
What is this that I'm hearing about the Maumela still being on the case?
I see you have no comment.
I will have a comment. I want to have a consolidated comment with Maumela being reinstated in a sense.
Okay. With regards to Maumela, he wish
Yes.
that I discovered today. So it seems like it is not a done deal with Judge Maumela. The fact that he will be presiding over the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It's being discussed because the Office of the Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, is saying that the Gauteng Deputy Judge President, Obrile Dwaba, is engaged in the judicial case management of the Senzo Meyiwa trial and how it will be dealt with going forward. So it means they are still talking, they are engaging about how it will move forward.
Yes.
They are also saying that he is also in touch with the directors of public prosecutions and all legal representatives of the accused. This comes as retired Judge Maumela is being tipped to take over from Judge Maumela, who is sick and facing possible sanction after complaints over the number of judgments he has delayed handing down. So the Office of the Chief Justice said that Judge Maumela remains the trial judge, but he is indisposed due to health reasons. Hence, the Deputy Judge President's involvement in the further handling of the matter. The Office of the Chief Justice says that the issue of who will preside in the trial will be determined in due course, taking into account all relevant factors, while the National Prosecuting Authority declined to comment. So they declined, the NPA declined to comment to Sowetan Live in particular.
Yeah.
So in other news regarding the Senzo Meyiwa trial as well, Chief Justice Zondo says that the Senzo Meyiwa trial is still Judge Maumela's case to preside over. So despite his request for ill leave and despite his suspension, they say that they know that the JSC had requested to the president that Judge Maumela as well as Judge Nomonde Mgqibisa Tusi finish ruling over all the cases that they had pending judgments. However, Judge Maumela, as we now know, can no longer continue with the Senzo Meyiwa trial due to him falling ill. So the Office of the Chief Justice says that Raymond Zondo said the discussions are ongoing to determine whether Judge Maumela should continue presiding over the trial of Senzo Meyiwa. So Zondo's office has in the same breath dismissed reports that Judge Maumela had been appointed to preside over the trial, saying Maumela is still on the case. The Chief Justice Office said that Deputy Judge President Obrile Dwaba confirmed that he's currently engaged in the judicial case management of the matter and how it will be dealt with going forward. He is also in touch with the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecution, and all legal representatives of the accused. Now, the issue of who will preside in the trial of the Senzo Meyiwa trial will be determined in due course, taking into account all relevant factors. So, Zondo's office said Maumela remained the trial judge, but currently indisposed due to health reasons. If a party wishes to have a judge removed from a matter, it will need to bring an application to the court. So basically what is being said here is that Judge Maumela is still the judge presiding over the Senzo Meyiwa case, but he's being disposed of because of illness.
Okay.
So it hasn't been confirmed that it is Judge Rata Mokgwatleng officially who will be presiding over the Senzo Meyiwa case. They're still talking. That's what they're letting us know.
All right. Okay, so remember the letter that was written, it was stating that for taking a swift decision of removing the judge. And you think that Lorraine does not have powers. Is that what you're thinking even now? I mean, I'm not thinking like that. So I'm just saying that what has happened since that letter is many people releasing statements, and the statements should not be confused as to how they relate. But there is one thing that you must understand. In that letter, Zondo assisted.
Yes.
Chief Justice Zondo assisted. That's according to what we were told, isn't it?
Was he assisted?
Who assisted? There's someone who assisted. It was Zondo, I think. He said he assisted
Chief
Zondo.
Justice.
Chief Justice, yes. So, the president, in coming out and putting the statement clear that I don't interfere with the ongoing cases, it's not my duty.
Which is true.
Rightfully so. Mm-hmm. But can we say that the impact of that letter was never felt in the upper places? Now I would like to believe that it was.
Now that Chief Justice is saying something after being quiet all this time.
Yes, I would like to think that it was indeed felt. And there was a feeling of uneasy. Then that begs the question of who wrote that letter. Is it Rolane or friends of Rolane or anyone? This is basically what we are thinking now. The letter, it did change something. Who stands to gain from that letter is obviously the state itself, because that letter is literally now making or assuring us, after that letter, we are being assured now that Maumela is still in that case and still in charge, meaning that this case does not stand a chance, if that is the case, of restarting. Now, that is addressing the issue of the speedily solving or speedily finishing this case. Doesn't that cater for that? Because we cannot have time where we reverse and go back and relook at people who might come back and have maybe change statements.
Guys,
the question is who stands to gain?
Now that we have been unpacking, these hints have been hinting this entire week, even the AfriForum statement.
Yes. The fact that they kept on hammering on restarting the case due to the new judge might need to study and see the body language of these people who are testifying and be able to make their own decisions. And that now stems back to that if the case is still under Maumela, then probably there's no need for it to be restarted.
So what is happening here is that Lorraine may have allegedly been advised to do what she did on Wednesday morning.
Lorraine does not. Lorraine, she's a layman when it comes to law. But the timing of the letter the timing of what we call an appeal of not showing your face, it just does take something of that case for me. I don't know. It does take the steam and the timing. It does, in fact, has a serious impact because due to that, due to the fact that sort of battle of not wanting to be heard and whatnot did take the steam out of the case. And Lorraine did not finish testifying, meaning that Lorraine has got time to rest and come up with a well way of representing the testimony, which is good for Lorraine. All this is good for Lorraine. So because now Lorraine is not going to maybe start afresh, she's going to continue where she left. So we read the letter and we thought, she's just looking for attention.
Cloud chaser vibes. Yeah.
But some of these things now, you start to have to look at them at a different perspective because they do have an impact in one way or another. If you think about it, all these things that Lorraine has come here and done, they, for me, seemingly have an impact, a very huge impact in a sense. And the clarity that since this case started, we have never had any Chief Justice addressing the issues of that case. But for the first time now, we are hearing Chief Justice coming out to say that, okay, this is the case actually. By the way, this is the case. Which is a contradiction of what has been released. For something to reach media, main media, it has to be something that comes from the office of either deputy Ludwaba, or it comes from that department. But now we are being told that there are discussions that are continuing about this case, which
with the office of the Chief Justice.
Yes, with the office of the Chief Justice. So now we are now finding ourselves going back and forth, which might eventually take time, because if we find out Maumela at the time of this case commencing again, he's not ready, he's still sick, because there was that emphasis of critically sick. There might be a chance that he won't come back, and all of a sudden this case still belongs to that person. It belongs
to that person after it came as a matter of fact that Judge Rata Mokgwatleng is the new judge who will be presiding over the case. And it came out as fact from very reputable sources, in my opinion.
Yes, it did.
And then it changes now to say,
we are back to square one. So that's what you have to look at. We are basically, there are a lot of things that by this case continuing under the same judge might have. One, we don't need to restart because the same judge has seen everything. There's nothing that the judge would actually restart for. There might be a request which, in my own preemptively thinking, is that it's never gonna be successful that these people who testify are brought back by the defense lawyers, because they were saying that they would like to have that. But is it going to happen now, looking at the situation now, if this case was to continue under Maumela? I don't think so. That might need the whole process of applying for that to happen, and it might be declined, which it should not come as a surprise now that we are seeing and we are looking at these factors that are coming into play. Small factors, but yet big in this case, for you to actually be able to analyze and see this case further.
Sneaky.
That's why I was laughing all the time that everyone was happy. And you look at the judge that was given this case. You look at this man. We have explained this man. We have given more information about this man. As I said, this man has presided in cases that are high profile, without fear or whatsoever or favor. This man did everything according to
by the book.
Yes, by the book. So that's what you need to look at. And all of a sudden, when the name is thrown into the play, we find letters. Eventually, we hear for the first time from the mouth of the Chief Justice, according to the sources that we get this information from. So now those are the things that you have to look at.
I hear you.
That letter, for me, has done its job.
It has done its job, ne? Sneaky Lorraine.
You have to give it to Lorraine, who's indeed seemingly playing a very huge role in this case now. And in fact, one could argue that you if you were to take her as a student, you take her as a second-year student of law.
Right now. Yeah. Her timing is always impeccable. Her timing. So yes, basically also another thing that's been said is that complaints by the affected parties need to be brought via the applications to the court. So what they are saying is that in order for the effective removal of Judge Maumela from the case of Senzo Meyiwa itself, the parties that are involved need to complain and make formal complaints against the judge.
I would guess that this is not going to include someone who was once involved in a form of thief or in
advocate,
those ones, obviously, by the statements that we are hearing, they are kind of excluded now.
I don't think Advocate Tifo's complaints will be regarded because, or even considered because he withdrew from the case.
Exactly.
And
as much as he's on a watch and brief,
he's
according
on the
to
watching brief.
what he keeps on saying, and I would say he keeps on saying because whether he's accepted or not, it still remains the mist out of all these things based on what we saw the last time.
And it's not like the 5 accused as well will have legal funds to even follow through with a complaint. I mean, we all saw how Bongani Ntanzi's bail application was handled and all of that stuff. So their money right now is on defending themselves in that courtroom, in my opinion. So I don't think they will even have time to launch complaints against. They could have launched complaints against him a long time ago.
And they're also looking at time. So
the more they complain, the more they do, the more they delay, the more they stay in prison, especially Bongani specifically.
Your Lordship, I think we would wait for Judge Maumela. I don't know about my learned friends. If maybe we could push this even further to August for the start, and we're on the 17th of July. Yes, so just wait for it. It might go to Your Lordship. We can look perhaps at August or even further to September.
May of 2024.
Yes, Your Lordship, because we are at an advanced state of this case. For us to maybe start with a new judge, it might actually take a toll to some of these people who have been standing here on the stand. We know how long it takes, Your Lordship, one person to testify. We have seen that already.
So, another point. If Lorraine really cared, Lorraine Khumalo, Zandi Kumalo, for those who don't know who I'm talking about, if she really cared about the speeding of the case, then why didn't she launch a complaint against Judge Maumela?
Remember, Lorraine, in her letter, she was never against or for.
Which brings us to that.
It came as one thing that she was clapping for, to say the swift and the decisive way of taking the decision about this case, which sort of gave Lorraine what we call a chance to say happiness, in a sense, joy, to say that this case, at least the president is watching, That's what she submitted.
She was happy that
So
the president
it
is
was never
watching,
about
but
the
she
judge
didn't
the
want-
judge removal or what or
She didn't
whatnot.
want to comment on the judge.
Yes, because you
removal.
you would not want to taint the or even preempt the situation that might still unfold, or perhaps this letter might help us to unfold. That's my thinking, and obviously that's my thinking, and there was a wisdom there, a bit of wisdom. That letter, if you read it, you could swear that there was a bit of a lawyer, but in a sense, if you look at it, in a sense, somewhere somehow, to sort of make it look, there was a word that was used there. I think in the first paragraph. I don't know if we have that letter. That is mostly used by lawyers. I don't. For Lorraine to use that letter, that word, it's sort of from the start. But then, if you go through the letter, the writing is not as professional as it can. The full stops are not there somewhere somehow, and all those.
So
if you
which
can read
word
the
is
first paragraph.
My name is Zandi Kumalo, and I'm one of the witnesses in the ongoing Senzo Meyiwa trial, and I was also in the house on that tragic night of the incident. Mr. President, I would like to first come clean to you. I am not a very avid formal letter writer, as I am just a music writer who targets the heart and provoke thoughts and emotions, and it is because of this reason that I ask you to bear with me, as you are a person that deals with a lot of formal documents. Mr. President, I have no Vincent Mangwenya at my disposal, so I have high hopes that I'll be able to put my points across to you clearly, and you are able to grasp them without any difficulties. In fact, I was writing this on top of a music beat as per normal. Things would have been much easier for me, and I would be more confident and certain of my writing. However, we are here now, so here goes. Mr. President, let me start by extending my appreciation to you for your prompt response to the JSC request to recuse the sitting judge on the Senzo Meyiwa trial. I would, however, like to state that with my limited knowledge of the court's modus operandi.
Thank you very much. Just stop there. Does that sound like some Zandi? So I read it and I was like, okay.
I never.
But
modus operandi.
But then, what do you do if you were to copy? You make some mistake somewhere somehow. I'm just saying, I would make some mistake to make it look like it's just a normal person who's still learning that module, right?
Yes.
You cannot just be as accurate as they come.
No.
In terms of your wording. So somewhere, somehow, yes. But some of the things that were written in this letter, you could swear that,
legal
wow,
jargon.
there's a bit of legal jargon there. And those are the words that are not used by people who are just,
The aim was to bring attention to the letter, and it worked.
And perhaps the aim was to bring chaos.
Yeah.
And
Which
this is according to
feeling
us.
like
Yes.
it's currently happening.
This is according to us, allegedly. Because
Allegedly.
I'm not thinking that anyone from the state's point of view or anyone else might be happy to face or be presenting in the judge that we've just explained now.
It's like now the Chief Justice is saying we can no longer afford to make obvious mistakes. It's feeling like it's given that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So they can't just remove Judge Maumela. They need to follow due process.
Yes. Trust the process.
So, President Cyril Ramaphosa spokesperson Vincent Mangwenya said that both Judge Maumela and Judge Mqebisa Tusi are suspended subject to the condition that they finalize their apartheid matters.
Now, listen to that. Isn't that aligning to what Chief Justice Zondo has just echoed, in a sense that, yes, they are suspended, but they must finish their job. And that was an agreement. And you could have just referred to the letter itself as a presidential person say, okay, I do not interfere with that. The explaining of all these things and nitty-gritties that now similarly sound like what we've just heard about Chief Justice saying. I don't know, man. It's for you to think. Food for thoughts, and it's always nice because we are from the public point of view.
Yes.
And we are alleging and we are doing everything
Speculating.
that we say here is alleged and is based on speculations. We are
Yes.
not lawyers or anything. Yes.
Zondo's office said Maumela has 10 part-head matters. Now, that could mean that he has 10 pending cases that he hasn't ruled over, which include the Meyiwa case. So besides the Meyiwa case, there are 9 other cases that he has to make a ruling on,
Yes.
apparently,
Yes.
allegedly. So while Mcebisa Tusi still has to hear a leave to appeal application and to deliver 2 sentences this month. So with Mcebisa Tusi, what I heard from I don't remember the specific news channel, but they had judges matters people there who were giving more information about what was happening, and it seems like Judge Nomonde Mcebisa Tusi has a lot personally going on. Allegedly, she has a calling, and her son has a issue of substance abuse. So personally, she's going through a lot. And Gutiwa Judge Maumela, his wife was also ill, and now he's the one who's ill. So those are some of the personal issues that they may be having. So with Mcebisa Tusi, she still has to hear a leave to appeal application and to deliver 2 sentences this month. So one of Maumela's part-head matters was on the raw on July the 3rd for judgment on Section 174, which the judge was on 2 previous occasions not ready to hand down. So Judge Maumela had a judge where he had a case where he had to make a ruling on the 3rd of July, and he was not ready to hand it down on the 3rd of July. Vincent Mangwenya, the president's spokesperson, said that the suspension of the 2 judges would allow a judicial conduct tribunal to investigate suspected misconduct regarding alleged excessive delays by the judges in handing down a significant number of judgments. He also said that the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, has taken this step in terms of Section 177 of 3 of the Constitution, which empowers the president to suspend a judge on the advice of the Judicial Services Commission, the JSC. He also said that on the 26th of January 2023, the Judicial Services Commission accepted a recommendation from the Judicial Conduct Committee that there were reasonable grounds to suspect that the judges were guilty of misconduct in delaying the handing down of a significant number of judgments.
Definitely, what we are being told here is that there is a precise modus of operandi that taps into a specific way of doing things. What I would like to get and find out, though, is that, don't blame me, I've just heard this word. What I would like to find out, though, is that if Judge Maumela is not able to continue with this, are these cases going to be maybe given to different judges? Because precisely we want, if there was a chance of discharge, the one that we currently kept on waiting on, based on whatever that might come from that modus operandi that they are trying to draw there, to focus on this case only.
There will have to be different judges, in my opinion.
And yeah, definitely. I mean, Lorraine suggested a very nice thing, which I would like to echo. This judge on one case. Yeah. Which even if Maumela was not sick, it would still be a good direction to take, so that you give Maumela a chance to preside on these other ones that were pending. This one, as much as it is pending, but it's ongoing. Yes. So shouldn't we, and it's still the beginning.
At the beginning, we're nowhere
So
close to
there's
the
no
judgment.
damage that is done by giving it to someone else, which I would gladly accept right now. And in fact, I would vote for that.
I think most of us would at this point. We would prefer to have specifically the one that was announced. But it's all up to the Chief Justice's office at this point. It looks like it.
Indeed. Well, on my side, I've got nothing else to say.
Me too.
Let us wait and see. We have given you what we think you deserve. All you can do is to press that thumb and like and make sure that you comment and tell us what you think. While we are also subscribing, if you do get a chance of subscribing, please do subscribe. And those who are wishing to join the membership is still there also, so that we start producing for members, because it is important.
That content will have to there are certain things we cannot say.
Exactly. That one would have to be as raw as they come.
Yeah.
Yes.
It will be on the membership, so that I don't have to deal with YouTube and the whole shebang bag.
Yes. Yeah. Say bye from me.
Bye guys. Tell us what you think in the comment section down below.